Organism that we will be talking about today is in the family Apiaceae. It is most commonly known as the parsley family and the carrot family. So the Apiaceae family consists of 418 genera and 3,257 species. Here is a picture of a carrot, which is one of the major genera of this family. This is parsley, cumin, celery, and fennel, and all of them are also they're also major genera in this family. And you can go back and check. We have the scientific names of each of these species on there on the slides, just so you get to look them up and become familiar with these scientific names also. So we're going to talk about the flower itself and more of the physical traits and characteristics of it. So if we look at figure 3, we can see that no matter how you cut this flower, it will always be symmetric. This type of symmetry means that it has actinomorphic symmetry. In this more up close diagram kind of dissection of this flower, we can see that it's a complete and perfect flower. So what does this mean? For it to be complete, it needs to have all 4 whorls. So that means that a calyx, also known as sepals, has to be present. We also need to have a corolla, which are petals. And for this flower specifically, there's usually 5 petals, either yellow or white, like in this drawing. The third whorl is andrecium, and that's the stamen, which we also have present. And we have 5 of those in each flower. And the fourth and last whorl is the gynecium, which is also known as the carpels, and that's the female reproductive organs for the plant. So for it to be perfect, we need to have both the andrecium and gynecium whorls included, which we do have both of them. Therefore, we have a perfect flower. And I think it's also important to note that the gynecium presents conation because the styles fuse into one. In this picture, this is called hogweed, and it shows that there's an inflorescence that arises from a common point or branch of the plant. So that means that no flower has its own stem. All of the stems come from one single point. As you can see, it kind of looks like an upside down umbrella. Apiaceae also produces this fruit called schizocarp, and it's actually edible, and it has a liquor type taste. Now, the Apiaceae family is also economically important. It could be used for different things like flavoring, food, and even for medical usages. So here we have a picture of a celery, which, yummy. Celery is something that we eat. But even though the Apiaceae family is beneficial to our economy through essential oils, it's also believed that there are certain species in this family that can cure cholera. But even though it's great, some of the oils and some of the genera here are poisonous and cause very painful skin rashes, like we can see here. The cow parsnip pictured next to it is guilty of causing this terrible rash, and parsnip and wild celery also can cause skin rashes and poisonous oils. So whenever you're handling these genera, please wear gloves and have long sleeves. In our great state of Alabama, there's 41 different genera that we can find. The most common species are wild carrot, dill, and angelica. On this slide, we can see this is a picture of a wild celery, and it's actually present in most of our counties, which is great. And here's just a map of Alabama, and the green counties represent where we can find this wild celery. So lastly, this is our citation. Here are links to our research and our beautiful pictures. And lastly, here are the credits for our team. Thank you so much for watching,